this morning I went out to feed the goats and the sheep, and one of the goats was obviously sick. Like nasty cough, goopy nose, like all the bad things. So definitely was worried she had pneumonia. But it was weird because yesterday, I was out there with the goats and the sheep doing some stuff. Not a sneeze among them or a cough. So she got sick or went downhill really fast. And she also felt really hot to the touch, like hotter than, usually a goat feels warm, right? But this goat definitely had a fever. And so as soon as the vet opened, I called them and I asked if I could drop her off, somebody look at her, which they did. They were awesome. They said, just bring her right down. Somebody will look at her this morning. They give you a call after lunch. So I dropped her off, and then Annie had therapy this morning. So dropped her off in one town, raced all the kids to the city for therapy. Then I raced back here for lunch, and the vet just called, and said that the goat, we can come pick her up. She doesn't have pneumonia, but she's got an upper respiratory infection that could have potentially become pneumonia. We're not really sure where she got it from. They asked me if I had taken her to the fair, because the county fair and so like 4-H and stuff was last week, and I said no, our goats don't go anywhere, they stay on the farm. So not quite sure how she got that, but got her some antibiotics. They got her some fluids and some ibuprofen for goats because she did have a fever. So we're gonna go pick her up and bring her home. We're gonna drop her off at home real fast. We're gonna pick up the kids again because we have to go back to the city because the kids have activities tonight. The plan, I usually plan the days so that we do a day in the city. We do therapy, usually we do some shopping, and then we do nighttime activities. It's all on the same day, so we just go to town once because it's a long drive. But go kind of threw a wrench in the gears here. Sam has a mandatory Zoom class today and tomorrow, and it's from like 7 a.m. to like 7 p.m. It's like 12 hours both times. And so he's not able to help at all with anything. He's just like locked in our room taking this. It's a prep class for his nursing boards. So I'm kind of trying to be everywhere at once, but thankfully at least the timing has worked out for picking up this goat. They were done with her just in time for me to run and grab her. Gonna bring her home super fast, drop her off, and then pick up the kids and go to gymnastics. But when we get back, I need to figure out what to do because she needs to be quarantined. But we don't have a good quarantine shelter. And we don't have a quarantine stall, which we really should have when you have multiple animals. You really need a quarantine stall in your barn. I'm going to see what I can finagle when we get home, but I think what we're going to have to do, she's just going to have to sit in with like an oversized kennel, which is what we brought her in. She's going to have to sit in it for a couple hours at home while I run the kids to their appointment or to their activity. And then when I get home tonight at dinner time, we'll see if we can figure out a way to get her in a quarantine shelter, somewhere. So let's go get her. Okay, whirlwind day. We are back from gymnastics. Right before we left for gymnastics, we just plopped the goat off right here, right in front of the air conditioner, keep her pretty cool. But obviously that's a pretty small kennel. Feel kind of bad, but that was the safest option for her. The heat index today was like 109 or something just absolutely ridiculous. There was really no way to put her outside today with a fever. Like just generally, it was just too hot for anything anyway. So this is the safest place for her, but it's evening now. It's cooled down a lot, so we're gonna get her moved. Okay. Plan is we're going to steal this fan from the little girl's room. It was so hot today that the window air conditioners we have upstairs in their rooms can't even keep up. So the kids are going to sleep downstairs. So we're going to steal this fan for the goat. 30 seconds it took me to get the spin. He's already moved her outside. I was following an empty kennel. So we moved her. This used to be our movable chicken coop. It's gonna be our goat quarantine. Got it kind of half under this tree. Hopefully help with some shade, and we're gonna get her this fan to blow on her too. It's not cool now by any means. It's much cooler than it was today with the sun going down. It's probably 90, 95 right now. It's going to get down to 80 tonight. So I think with the fan blowing on her, she won't be too hot, but it'll keep her quarantined so we can keep a close eye on her, and also so she doesn't infect anybody else. I'd be afraid if I put it in there, she would knock it over and get hurt. We'll see if this feels like it's blowing in the door. She's got fresh hay over there. We're gonna get her some clean water though. Funny story, in the minute the door to this was open after I gave water, the ducks and the geese came over and made the water look like that while I was getting everything ready. So we will refill the water again with clean water, thanks to our ducks and our geese. So this is what the vet gave us. So we've got one more shot of flunixin, however you say that. So this is the antibiotic, I believe. Well, actually, I might be wrong. One's an antibiotic, one's an anti-inflammatory. So we have to give her one of these tomorrow, and then one of these tomorrow, one the next day, and this one's Naxal. That actually might be the antibiotic. So it wasn't as expensive as I was afraid it might be. It was $121. Still money we were not planning to spend, but we've had vet bills that were much worse than that. This one was pretty straightforward, and fortunately she didn't progress all the way to pneumonia. We had caught it early enough, so the vet seems pretty hopeful that, you know, we just keep her quarantined, keep her cool, and give her meds, and she should be okay in a few days. This is the goat, if you've been following, that we had to take a little bit ago because she had a weird infection in her hip that she got through her umbilical cord when she was born. So this goat has cost us way more money than it would ever be worth in meat. So it is now a pet at Teal House Farm. With the amount of antibiotics this goat has had and problems it's had, I don't think it would be worth butchering anyway. So Honey, as long as she could stay healthy, Honey is going to be a permanent fixture here on Teal House Farm. It's not going to be heading to the freezer. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We will let you know how she's doing in a few days. Hopefully it's all on the mend and she's back with the herd. So see you all next time.